Welcome to the podcast. I'm Ben.
I'm Mae.
And I'm Max, and we were had.
Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
This podcast brought to you by Bunny Coffee.
Yeah, it is.
Bunny Coffee. Always only 100% single origin coffees, no BS blends.
From Oaxaca. Are you impressed that I knew how to
how you
pronounce that?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's impressive.
The ad read told us exactly how to pronounce it, but thank you.
There was a transliteration
There was.
in the ad read.
We Were Had listeners get 10% off with the code bunnycoffee.com/WWH10.
Wow, and experience high elevation premium Oaxacan coffee at its best.
Oaxaca.
Oaxacan coffee at its best.
We've got here single origin Sierra Norte, which is just one of the many out
Yes. And you know what? Their current featured coffee producer, Enrique Lopez. You know him.
Oh, everybody
I
knows
mean,
him.
He's of Finca Chalin, the farm. You know this one. It's known for its innovative natural processes and its cocaine mill in the back.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, something to think about.
Something to think about.
Support local business. Support We Were Had. Buy a box of coffee.
Yes, which I have now turned away from the camera. So there you go.
bunnycoffee.com/WWH10. Thank you.
Eye contact, Ben. Eye contact.
And
Right.
scene.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Mamma mia, here we go again. Am I right?
Oh, he's right.
Same outfit as last week, but we recorded it on different days. Totally. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
We should have brought a change of clothes.
That would have been smart. Well, there's a
Yeah.
good chance they're going to see you in this shirt all summer long. Let me tell you that.
Oh, that's definitely. I'm gonna get a bunch of colors. It's lightweight. I hate my arms. Covers my arms. Big fan. I got it at Pacific Sunwear.
Get out.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Is that PacSun?
Yeah.
Oh. Good for you and good for them.
Oh yeah. Abercrombie's making a comeback. I gotta check that out.
Abercrombie's making a comeback. You don't think I fucking know it? I already went there. I posted a story of a shirtless selfie of myself in the dressing room.
I think we've talked about this. Yeah.
Famously.
Yeah, famously.
Shirtless.
Shirtless. Great lighting. I was all charged up. They had some fun graphic tees.
I don't shop often, but I do find that dressing room mirrors are not flattering to me when my shirt is off.
Well, maybe for that body, but
Well,
Oh my god!
it's all
you know
relative.
what's the worst is when the mirrors like all go into each other, so that you can see like the behind you when you're changing. I'm like, I did not know I had a dimple in my ass, and now I know that
Oh.
about
In
myself.
your ass?
why are you ass naked?
Well, like
That's your
not a dress.
asshole.
Oh,
May. It's not a dimple.
I didn't know I had such a hairy asshole.
Listen, my cellulite
There's
dimples
a
are so big
hole
they might as well be a
in
fucking
my
asshole.
ass.
When did this fucking thing get cracked?
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it is not a pretty sight. Anyway, continue.
all right. As you both know, I've recently been having some nightmares, some of which we've recounted on the podcast with some
We
noises
have.
attached.
Yes.
So this week on the podcast, I want to explore what's the deal with dreams.
What is the deal with dreams?
What's the deal with the dreams?
Yeah.
Why are they happening? What are they? What the fuck?
Let's hear
Here's
it.
a dream.
I'm always pretty impressed with myself when I wake up from like a really vivid dream because I'm like, I am creative.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like all that came from within here. Wow.
I mean, I dream a lot. Like everybody dreams a lot, but like I remember them a lot. I actually have a lot of narrative dreams with like a linear storytelling.
Yeah.
I have dreams where I'll wake up to pee in the middle of them, and I'm focusing to get back into the story, to pick up. I want to see what crazy zany adventure Max gets into next, because a lot of the time it's a fun romp.
Yeah.
Do you work on remembering your dreams? Like have a pad or anything like that? Some people do that.
No. Either it stays with me or it doesn't. That's in God's hands.
Got it.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Although I
notepad.
kind of wish I write them down, because I have those deja vu dreams.
Yeah, they're just.
You know what I mean?
interesting.
Where like you dream of something, very quick moment, and then it happens. Which we're going to get into that as well.
So what is the definition of deja vu? Because I've been describing deja vu like you just did, where it's like I dreamed something and then
Yeah.
I'm doing something. I'm like, whoa, this has happened to me before.
No, the actual
That's not.
definition doesn't have to deal with deja vu. Is just you are in a moment and it feels like you've already experienced that moment before.
Okay.
That's all deja vu is. It has nothing to do with our dreams. We have superpowers and we are seeing the future
Okay.
and then experiencing them.
All right. Continue.
We should do an episode on deja vu. It's crazy. That,
It's crazy.
It's
We
crazy
should
that
do it.
everyone goes through that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that everyone goes through it, and I also think it's crazy that there are like legitimate scary theories for it. Like there's parallel universes. We'll get into it here. Like the dream
Ooh,
stuff.
yeah.
There's also the simulation theory.
Right.
There's a lot of the Matrix really hit on that. Deja vu was like a sign.
Right. All right. Let's talk about dreams.
All right. What are dreams? Virtually everybody dreams. Researchers estimate people dream for approximately 2 hours every night, even if they forget most of those dreams.
It's a short amount of time.
It's not that much time when you think of the amount of content you're getting out of it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
These feature films going on.
You're writing up there. Dreams are the mental thoughts, feelings, imagery, and sensations people experience during sleep. They primarily arise as a result of brain activity in the cerebral cortex, the outer layer of the brain that is responsible for higher order thought processes. Dreams can encompass a variety of themes and emotions, and they range from bizarre and intricate stories to sensations without specific content. Further, during dreams, the body can experience sensations or activities it normally cannot during waking life. For example, people who have paraplegia have reported being able to walk during their dreams, and phantom limb pain can disappear during dreaming for people with this condition. That's wild. Dreams are not under the conscious control of the sleeper, but they can feel lifelike, even if the events are impossible. During sleep, the brain creates a conscious-like experience by itself, with dreams often containing experiences, people, or subjects from waking life. While dreams can occur in any stage of sleep, they primarily take place during rapid eye movement, REM, sleep. The sleep stage when brain activity most closely resembles waking. REM dreams also tend to be more vivid, emotional, and story-like than those that take place in other stages of sleep. Sleep paralysis, that's during REM, baby.
You know what I
Really?
don't understand?
Yeah. So what happens with sleep paralysis is it's like when you wake up during REM sleep. Like so half your so like basically REM is like it paralyzes your body. Like you're in the most focused like sleep, the most clear, calmest part of your body. So that's what happens when your mind wakes up, but your body is still like REM is still has it asleep. So it's like you're still kind of dreaming. That's why it's like hallucinations and the demon shit. Or again, I go to hell in my dreams. Please go ahead.
What I don't understand is sleep is your body recharging, right? It's supposed to be restful, obviously. Dreams are a lot of work. It feels
especially
like,
stressful ones.
Right.
Also, REM, like your eyes are moving. Like it feels like you're. I don't get how the deepest sleep when you're dreaming and your eyes are moving is actually like restful.
Your mind is working the fucking hardest.
That's
right.
Overdrive. It's writing 3-act plays.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous. I don't have an answer. To,
I know.
It's so restful.
I just don't get it.
But I do have a lot of theories from like throughout history. Do you guys want to hear those?
Sure.
Okay, great. So the ancient Egyptians thought of dreams as simply a different form of seeing, with trained dreamers serving as seers to help plan battles and make state decisions.
Oh, wow. That
is
seems
insane.
dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. Could you imagine if I was like, should I try to do a special? Go to sleep tonight, think about it.
Yeah.
And let me know tomorrow. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that dreams were equal parts predictions of future events and visitations by the dead. Sigmund Freud, naturally, considered dreaming an expression of repressed conflicts or desires, which were, no surprise, this being Freud, often sexual in nature.
Yep.
Freud was just a fucking pervert.
He really was.
We need to start talking about it. Just because you wanted to fuck your mom doesn't mean everybody wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Carl Jung took a more rigorous approach. Carl Jung took a more rigorous approach, explaining dreams as sort of shaped energy, inchoate emotions or thoughts released by the deep subconscious and entrained into narratives by higher regions of the brain. You done? Real book reading fuck.
No, it's good. You got Carl right.
Oh, nice. All right, good. God forbid. The least glamorous explanation for any dream is that it serves as a sort of data dump, a clearing of the day's useless memories and a caching of the valuable ones. Researchers had long suspected that process, if it exists, plays out between the hippocampus, which controls memory, and the neocortex, which controls higher order thought. Another view of dreaming comes from cognitive neuroscientist Antti Revonsuo. Is that right?
Probably not.
of Sweden's University of Skövde, who has proposed what he calls the threat simulation theory, arguing that the brain responds to potential future danger by running what amount to fire drills while we sleep, just to keep us sharp. That's a fun
that's
theory.
interesting.
So that may be the source of the persistent dream about failing to study for finals, with finals as a stand-in for a presentation you have to write for work in your adult life. Dreaming about losing some or all of your teeth, reported by a surprising number of respondents in studies. You guys said you had that, right?
Yeah, I've had that before.
Appears to be about anxiety over saying the wrong thing at the wrong moment. It may also be about bodily deterioration. You guys are much older. Something we all fear even in childhood. A far more productive function of dreaming is problem solving.
Oh.
As the sleeping brain continues to work on jobs the waking mind handled during the day. In one 2010 study at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston, 99
My mom
people...
used to work there.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She
Yeah.
might have been a part of this.
No, she wasn't.
No, you shouldn't deal with the bullshit science.
Yeah.
99 people were administered a task that required them to navigate through a three-dimensional maze. During the course of their practice sessions, they were given a 90-minute break. Some were asked to engage in quiet activities like reading. Others were instructed to try to take a nap. Those who did nap and who happened to dream about the maze showed tenfold improvement on the task in the next session compared to the other subjects. Something similar happens when students are studying for a test and find they have a better mastery over the material after a night's sleep, especially if they dreamed even indirectly about what they've been learning. What?
Is that rest, though? I feel like that you could go two ways. Like one is that
just
it
like your
helps-
body's better, you're thinking better,
Right, you're
when
more alert.
Yeah. I think it's probably twofold.
Yeah.
But like dreams, like this is like it's a superpower. Whether scientifically, like what you're doing in your dreams is insane.
Right.
It's like that's crazy, especially because you're supposed to be fucking sleeping. There should be nothing.
Right.
Yeah. It's also so weird that we just like for hours at a time every day lay down and just breathe for like 8 hours.
The concept of sleep.
It's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah.
Like me and Mark are just sitting next to each or laying next to each other a million miles away mentally, and we're just like for hours. 8 hours.
8 hours.
Sleeping, man.
It
is. I know it
It's
is
fucking
bizarre.
wild.
It's a third of your life.
Just fucking conking it.
And you're just laying there.
I kind of love it though. I love sleeping.
Oh,
It's
it's
great.
great. But the problem is that what you love is being in bed right before you go to sleep, right after you go
Yeah.
to sleep. When you're sleeping, you
don't know anything.
It's nothing.
You don't have these dreams. Let me tell you something. They're good stories.
But you're like enjoying
That's
it.
Netflix up there.
Yeah.
What do you got going? Fucking HBO. I actually love
I've
HBO.
got Peacock and Best.
You got Peacock.
Peacock at best.
Prime Video over here. So parallel universes. Did anybody see the new Doctor Strange?
No.
Okay, well,
I don't watch these terrible programs that you watch.
Okay, it's a wonderful film. In this film called The Multiverse of Madness, this is this parallel universe thing, it actually says that, like, one of the big plot points is that one of the characters, when you dream, you're having visions into a parallel you, like in a parallel universes. So there's infinite yous, and when you dream, it's actually a peek into your like copies' lives. That's a little bit
So
different.
there are infinite yous, or there's one other, like there's real life me, and then there's dream me.
Yeah, there's this universe you, and then there's an infinite you. So
Okay,
dream you could be you on any universe. And
Yeah.
actually, one of the villains, she does like dream walking, where she like steals the body of a parallel her on another universe. Like it's wild.
Whoa.
But turns out that it might actually be backed by science. Like that's an actual theory that people have.
Well, the Mae in whatever parallel universe who is fighting is so bad at it.
Yeah, that was my first fucking
Yeah,
thought.
exactly.
Yeah.
Really slow motion.
If that's a
Heavy
parallel
legs.
universe, why am I like...
I'm so
like
bad.
an old woman is just body slamming me through a table.
Exactly.
I'm losing like every sports game. I'm like,
Yeah.
with
It's so
it, I
sad
can't-
that
yeah.
the Ben you see here is the tough one.
That's peak Ben. Yeah.
This is
This is the best
alpha.
fighter in the universe. Yeah.
That's
That
hilarious.
is wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have dreams where like I have like abilities or like I can do things like superpowers.
Yeah.
And then
You have superpowers in your dreams?
no, here's the thing. What always happens is like when you're dreaming, you know something to be true because you're in the dream character.
Okay.
But then I can't do it. I never can do
Yeah.
it. So I'm always just doing like this, and then nothing happens, and I
But
get
it's like
fucking
you
murked.
know, like you have the Spidey powers.
I know I should be able to do that, but I
Right.
always fucking choke.
It's always so. It's also very weird when, like, in your dream, you know that like this guy is your dad, but it's not
It's
my
not
dad.
your dad. I don't
Yeah.
actually have that. I don't.
You
think
don't have
dads-
that?
I
Oh.
have ones where like I know their whole backstory. I know this is Dr. Johnson, and we've been in the zombie apocalypse with each other for 9 months.
Why did you correct the
It's been
name of a fictional character?
Because I've had that movie. I've had that one before.
Yeah, I have like I would be dreaming about doing this podcast, and you would be Max, and you would be Ben, but you'd be two different people. Like you're
Well,
not.
Oh.
Max
I've heard
and
that
Ben.
no one is, maybe it's not true, but no one is who they are. Everyone represents someone else. Is that not true?
That's one of the many theories.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories that they've gone back on. There used to be the theory that you can only dream about things that people that you've met and things that you've seen. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
How?
Yeah.
I can create a whole face.
Because, and we're going to get into this,
so
your brain
smart.
is creating its own... Your brain is creating its own reality within these dreams. So it has nothing, like it's completely separate reality.
Yeah.
Reality is relative.
But creating a whole face, I mean, that's a lot of
That's a
work.
lot of work.
I'm a god. So science...
It's just like your face, but with like one mole. How did he do that?
So the parallel universe thing is science might finally have the answer to the question, what do our dreams mean? And it might have something to do with parallel universes. There were Native Americans that explained dreams are glimpses of a different world that none of us have ever visited. They were closest to the reality that scientists are discovering. It seems that for almost 100 years, scientists have been scratching their heads by a dark secret. They were finding that there might be mysterious hidden worlds beyond our human senses. To mystics and many free spirits out there, this isn't news. Okay, fucking pompous fuck.
Who wrote
Yeah,
this?
right?
Yeah,
I know, right? I hate this person.
This was not on fucking the Washington Post. I'll tell you that. Many have made
Well,
it
that
clear.
would be a crock of shit if it was on the Washington Post. Then that would be even less legitimate.
Watching
Written by Taylor Lorenz.
Many have.
I hope people are watching on video because watching Mae get angry in the
got so
moment,
pissed
she
about
got so
WAPO.
pissed. She went from 0 to 60 so fast.
Let me tell you about the Washington Post, the fake news media.
The second you hit the on post, she just.
It's owned by Bezos, and people think it's
You
some
think
fucking...
Bezos is going to hit you with the facts? I spit while I was saying that. So pissed.
It's trash.
Since
Only used for the WAPO is toilet paper, am I right?
not even that, they're using cheap shit. That's a one-ply thing of lies.
All right.
So science held on to this secret for a while because it didn't want its findings to come off as superstition. It wasn't until the 1020s that physicists finally found proof. They were trying to pinpoint the exact location of atomic particles like electrons, but instead couldn't find
The
a single
2010s.
2010s.
Okay,
This said 1020s, but that's not correct. We know that's not correct.
Oh, that's
Okay.
clearly just
But
dyslexic mystic wrote this.
instead couldn't find a single location. This should have been impossible. The uncomfortable discovery led them to believe in the possibility of parallel worlds. So when
Whoa.
scientists couldn't locate the atomic particles they were looking for, the only explanation they could find was that the particles don't exist in our universe, don't just exist in our universe. This would mean that our world isn't the only one there. It's something so much bigger than us that our brains can barely comprehend it. If our world isn't the only one, there could be an infinite number of parallel universes out there, all of them slightly different. We did a whole episode on this, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I do love a parallel universe.
Ooh.
Oh, baby. So scientists think that there could be a copy of all of us in a parallel world. This would be someone who is just like you. They talk like you, they think like you, they share the same value, and they might even have the same life, except they hold their own unique, slight differences. This could be because one decision they made differently at one point that altered their path and gave them experiences.
Ooh, butterfly
you skipped
effect.
over. It's
Yeah.
it's like that thing where you see the butterfly effect starring Ashton Kutcher, and it totally makes you disrespect cinema for the rest of your life.
That movie was your the butterfly effect was your butterfly.
It's the butterfly effect. I no longer wish to see films after seeing that one.
It's not a good movie.
It's really bad. It's a bad movie. I think I saw it on FX years ago, and I was like, "Are movies terrible?" So, even though we can't exactly jump betwixt dimensions and visit the other parallel universes, we're all
That would
still
be
linked
fun.
in
Yeah.
some way, and this meeting of our worlds can take place in our dreams. That would be why sometimes you visit places in your dreams that you've never actually been. It's not your imagination that's filling in the gaps, but it's possible that these places actually exist somewhere out there and were visited by another perversion of you that is just like you but not actually you. So
On Earth or...
you might have a different dad. You might have different podcast partners and these other
Whoa.
your dreams when you're doing that.
No.
I hate them.
Yeah. Maybe your consciousness is somehow tied together so you can get a glimpse. You get a glimpse of their world when you go to sleep. Who knows? Maybe they get a glimpse into yours as well.
Ooh, they'd
When I
be
read
like,
that,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was for.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
Do you hold your boob?
I hold my boobs. I hold my boobs.
Yeah, I was just cupping your nipple.
I have lovely nips. Not everybody should get to see them. That's creepy. You know what I mean?
That's creepy.
If
Yeah, I don't
someone's
like
just
that.
kind of zooming into your lens and just seeing you.
Yeah.
Oh, I think of that all the time.
If someone's like watching
That's
you.
somewhat like a Truman Show type thing. But
Oh, yeah.
But not from the outside. They're like seeing through my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that.
I
You
get
never
that.
thought of that? I thought of that.
Yeah. You thought of
Yeah.
that one?
Like being John Malkovich. Like, you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Like they're
You know what I was always creeped out is like when people die and people tell you they're watching over you. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that heat on me. Let me tell you that.
No way.
That's too much.
While I
vigorously masturbate. I don't need grandpa like fucking watching while that's happening. No thanks.
Oh, dying's scary.
It is. It's a bit scary.
I don't like it.
Well, we might know when it's going to happen if we have some precognitive dreams.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Me neither.
I truly don't want to know.
Don't tell
me.
Don't tell me, Max. Is that in your little computer?
When I plan on taking you out, you'll be the last to know. So some people have an even more unexplainable experience in their dreams. They're able to see things in dreams that haven't happened yet but are just about to. Maybe that is because the parallel universes are operating on their own timeline, so when we go visit them in our dreams, we're not necessarily jumping to the same moment in time. To understand this, think of all the times that you've experienced a deja vu, even though you're fairly certain there's no way you could have actually lived that moment before. Mm-hmm. We tend to brush off these instances and don't give them deeper meaning. However, these findings could mean that deja vus are actually just moments we've experienced in an alternate universe by our copy selves, and we still have a feeling of it, even if it's not our own memory.
Weird.
That's creepy.
I don't think that's right, though. Not to give the lame excuse, but I feel like deja vu...
Not to be the lamest, but go ahead.
I feel
if it barks like a Ben...
Don't you think that deja vu is like you experience something? I guess you experience something similar, but in this universe, like that gave you the same feeling.
So this is an explanation for like dream deja vu.
Oh yeah, I've had dream deja vu.
Because I've had regular deja vu too, where I'm like, wait a second.
Because regular deja vu, I feel like is always like, oh, fine, I've never been on this street before, but like I have seen something vaguely like this before.
What
like,
about having the same dream over and over again? Because people have that. I don't really have that.
Reboots.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of reboots.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot of dreams where I would, I had a bit about this. I would be in a zombie apocalypse, and it would be just after things are falling, and I would systematically betray every group I was with.
That sounds
and then
you.
I would work my way into a new group, right to the top, and I would snake my way out. I would betray people, and then I would move to the next.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't. I know the real you.
I mean, you're
you
talking about... I'm going to tell you something. I've definitely tripped you and letting you gutty in just to get myself out of it. Let me tell you that. Yeah, no, him.
Oh, okay.
I'd never do it to you.
I've
and
literally...
that's how you get into the group.
I've literally done it to Mae in real life. I pushed her.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, that homeless guy. You pushed her in front of.
Yeah, he literally pushed me into like someone's knife. And he was like, well, I got somewhere to be. I don't know.
That's lovely. Good thing we're all good friends to each other.
No, you wouldn't do it. You'd be the guy in the movie who is supposed to be the bad guy, but turns out to be the good guy in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then twist again actually is the bad guy.
I mean, that's fun. That's fun. God forbid I'm just a leading man type, you know? I don't have it. I'm the quirky best friend.
You're Chet, not Tom.
So there are actually historical examples of premonition dreams, of like precognitive dreams. The first one, Abraham Lincoln's assassination.
No way.
Get the fuck out.
That he had it or someone else did?
So President Abraham
if
Lincoln...
John Wilkes Booth had it, then I wouldn't be that impressed.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, you got plans.
I felt like this was going to happen.
Yeah.
President Abraham Lincoln, 14th president, 16th president? 14th, 16th president, reportedly dreamed of his own death. So Lincoln's friend and law partner, Ward Hill Lamon, is that the one he was allegedly fucking?
Which one?
Ward Hill Lamon?
I don't think so.
Who was he fucking?
He famously had a friend that he like shared a room with.
But that was earlier in his life. And apparently they shared like, yeah, he was experimenting. Apparently he was like right. It was definitely like a thing. If you read some of the
dudes just having a bedroom?
Dudes having very romantic relationships. Like there were two members of his cabinet that were very friendly with each other earlier that if you look at the letters, their correspondence for a few years, it is like I miss the touch of your cock.
Yeah.
Lincoln had the first LGBT White House.
Yeah, maybe just a bunch of people in power were
super
LGBTQIA+.
Gay. Yeah. God bless.
Well, James Buchanan, the president before him, was probably gay.
He didn't have a wife?
He didn't have a wife, but there also like are stories
people
that he had basically a, partner.
JFK fucked everybody, right?
Yeah, men included, you mean?
I think he was just a horn dog.
Yeah, maybe.
That I don't know.
Fucked him rotten.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Sheep.
That's scandalous. So this friend and law partner later described the dream as Lincoln recounted it to him. Lincoln dreamed of people sobbing, and in his dream, he went to investigate. In the East Room of the White House, he found a corpse dressed for a funeral. Lincoln asked the figures in the dream what happened. One reported to him that the president was assassinated. In reporting this dream to Lehman, Lincoln appeared disturbed and frightened.
Whoa.
The East Room of the White House is where they laid him to rest. Like that's where
Holy
they
shit.
laid him.
Okay, that's weird. But let's also say, to be the president where half the country hates you and wants to go to war with you and getting killed.
Yeah,
I don't think you had to be a genius to know that was a possibility.
to fear
Let's
that
just
it was a
put-
possibility.
yeah.
That's actually a good point. Later, Lincoln clarified the dream to Lamon. The president assassinated in his dream was not Lincoln himself, but some other president. This was the dream he had just nights before his assassination on April 14th.
Still creepy.
Just a few nights before.
It's creepy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
he was the first president to be assassinated. So
Right. So it wasn't exactly like this is obviously going to
it
happen.
wasn't a
to me.
thing.
yeah, people loved presidents.
But
back then.
there's been tons of like leaders that have been killed.
Sure.
Or,
It's a
popular thing.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, so a different, potentially predictive dream Lincoln frequently experienced was more positive. He saw Union ships pursuing a damaged enemy ship. He also saw Union soldiers with a higher ground ready to take victory. Lincoln reportedly had this dream right before days of historical importance, such as the battles of Antietam and Gettysburg, and he interpreted it as a good omen. It's wild.
The victories. Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln was our first gay witch president.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
No way.
Yeah. You think
Quincy Adams, come on.
JCQ. The Aberfan Landslide. In 1966, a landslide of waste from a coal mine slid into the South Wales village of Aberfan. The local school was destroyed by the landslide, killing 144 students and teachers. A British psychiatrist, John Barker, came to the village shortly after the landslide. Barker was researching what happens to people when they believe they're about to die. He collected 76 accounts of premonitions of the Aberfan landslide.
Like right about to die.
Yep.
Whoa.
60 of which he followed up on. A notable premonition was submitted by the parents of Errol May, a 10-year-old girl killed in the accident. The day before the accident, the child had reported to her mother a frightening dream. She had dreamed that her school was no longer there and that had been covered by something black.
Oh,
Quote.
boy.
Yeah, that's wild. By the way, they also... So after this, I don't have it written here for some reason. I must have forgotten to put it in. So John Barker... This reminded me a lot of what with the aliens in
Zimbabwe?
In Zimbabwe story, like the person going there and trying to get accounts and stuff. But so many people had these premonition dreams that they actually kept coming back to them to see if they had more premonition dreams.
Oh.
And one woman actually did this is next, actually. I did put it in. I'm better than I thought. So Robert Kennedy's assassination was also predicted.
Wow.
Okay.
Previous episode. Shout out Maryland. Robert Kennedy's assassination was potentially predicted by a person's dream. Two of the people who submitted premonitions of the Aberfan landslide to British psychiatrist John Barker kept reporting accurate psychic dreams in the following years. They submitted these to a newspaper column called the Premonitions Bureau. In March of 1968, Kathleen Middleton reported her first premonition of an assassination of Robert Kennedy. She continued to dream of Kennedy's death for months. On June 4th, 1968, she called the Premonition Bureau 3 times, urgently concerned about Kennedy. He was shot just after midnight the next day on June 5th, 1968.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
Okay, so timing plays a part in it. Because again, Robert Kennedy, brother was assassinated,
So, yeah, I mean, but it's
if
in
you-
Wales.
Specifics are what specifics are what gets me, right?
Yeah.
The idea that someone's going to be assassinated, that's so general.
Yeah.
But like if she knew, like, oh, in the hotel, in the kitchen,
Yeah.
like all that, like the specifics. So timing is kind of interesting.
And I mean, 3 days before, literally, she called 3 times the day before, like midnight the next day. That's wild. And also, so they kept up with these. They started the Premonitions Bureau, the British people, like right after like all these premonitions came through. One other guy, like, this was another big one that they cracked. Some guy like accurately predicted. He was like, tomorrow or like in a few days, a plane's going to crash into mountains and 123 or 24 people are going to die. And a plane crashed and 124 people died. And it was
Weird.
like literally like
So do you think these people are like psychic or they're just having
the dream shit. So that's, I don't even know if like parallel universe kind of thing with that is even a thing, or like timing. I have no idea. But that's, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And this is stuff that's been reported for
Yeah.
centuries and centuries, right? The idea of someone predicting something.
Yeah, and with the dreams, I mean, we talk about like the Egyptians and those people.
Sure.
Like, they would like literally rely on it to make decisions in their government.
Sure.
That's insane to me. I'm sorry. I think there's just some
it's
stuff
just as
that
good
people.
as any other method. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, you never know. You never know. But I also think it's like there are some things like that that's just like people are just like, okay, let's just pretend like
right.
that's not happening.
Yeah.
All right. So conclusion, it's not so simple.
No, certainly not.
Dreams are far more than the spontaneous random firing of neurons that some insist they are. They must likewise be far more than the activation of random memories already contained in the brain's neurocircuitry. True, dreams are often contain a mix of emotions and things we have previously experienced, but in dreams, there are often people, faces, and interactions that others often seem as real as real life itself. How could this tapestry of enormously complex interaction scenarios be the result of nothing but random electrical discharges? In dreams, we're not just watching an external world and passively imprinting memories in our neural circuitry. How is it possible for the brain to do this? How are all the components of the experience fabricated from scratch? While dreaming, we're not observing events and perceiving stimuli. We're in bed, asleep, yet our minds are able to flawlessly create new people and settings and have them all interact effortlessly in 4 dimensions. We're witnessing an awesome occurrence, the ability of the mind to turn pure information into a dynamic, multidimensional reality. You're actually creating space and time, not just operating within it like a character in a video game.
Wow.
While it's easier to appreciate the astounding nature of this process when it comes to dreams, it's the same process that applies to our non-dream lives. According to biocentrism, we're always not just observing but creating reality.
It's fun.
That is fun.
Your dreams are a totally new reality. Nothing exists. We're in the Matrix. Have a good night.
I wish they weren't so terrifying.
Here's my thing, and I feel like I feel this way about a lot of our topics. The quote-unquote scientific explanation for this is really cool.
Right.
The idea that there's these neurons and millions of them going on, and that all of that creates a person and all of their thoughts and dreams and stuff like that. I feel like that's dismissed as like the lame, kind of explanation.
The baseline is you're creating a new reality every night.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The science of your brain in particular is like, it's the most insane computer.
It's so confusing.
It really is.
And whatever happened to the 10% thing? I've always believed in the Lucy movie. Remember that?
Where like you're only using 10% of your brain ever.
Yeah, so you keep gaining. She has like a drug that gains more things, but it leaked in her. She ends at 100 and she just becomes like a god.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
I think I saw that movie. That's ScarJo.
ScarJo.
Yeah.
Great
Is
film.
there a way to increase? I'm like, how do I get into these other rooms?
Well, that's the other thing. That was a Bradley Cooper movie, Limitless. You take a drug that like
taking like Adderall, right?
It's basically just, he's just doing cocaine.
I think that exists.
That's wild. Are you a nightmare guy?
I definitely have had nightmares. I don't have it very often.
What about you?
I just have like weird things.
I have weird things as well.
Yeah, I wake up and I'm like, what was that?
I have a lot of dreams where like I'll have like the occasional like one that it's like kind of like scary, but I dream in thrillers. I dream in a lot of thrillers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spooky, a lot of whodunits, and I'm kind of just solving these cases.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they mean anything? Like, do you think that psychologically they're revealing anything, or you just think it's fun?
I think it's just fun.
I'm
just a
Yeah.
kooky, quirky guy. You know what I mean? Do you
just
remember that old
quirky guy.
Dan Cook bit where he was like,
No.
talking about dreams, and I was dreaming of a lobster that was chasing me, like a giant lobster was chasing me or a giant crab was chasing me on a beach, and then the guy's like, yeah, that means something. That means something. He wasn't wearing loafers, was he? And he's like, yeah.
He wasn't wearing loafers.
And he's like, that means you're gay, bro.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. I've been dreaming a lot about my wedding, which are, I think, just stress dreams.
That's stress dreams.
Yeah.
That's when sleep paralysis happens.
Really?
For me.
For stress dreams?
Very
Ooh.
stressful.
Oh, when you're dreaming about your wedding.
Yeah.
When I'm dreaming about my wedding, I'm like,
Yeah. My dress is always like hideous, and it was like the wrong dress, and there's a bunch of like sequins all over it. I'm like, I can't fucking walk down the aisle in this shit.
There's nothing worse than like the night before something that's stressing you out, that you have a nightmare about like failing at that thing, and then you wake up. But although at the same time you're kind of like a relief, like I didn't moon everybody during that.
There
I
is a
didn't
relief.
actually
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
that.
No, that's definitely true. After a bad dream, the relief of knowing that wasn't real. Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
I get the opposite. I'm like, that could happen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, where I'm like,
Interesting.
oh fuck, like that. It could totally go that way in real life.
Sometimes if I'm so deep into a dream, it does take me maybe a full hour, because I'm still groggy, to
Yeah.
believe that this is real. Like I've had dreams where like I'm back in like fucking high school or something, and I'm late for a test. It's such a fucking deep thing, and I get arrested or something, and I will wake up and be like, the police are coming, and I'm
Yes.
waiting for them to knock on my door. I had that happen several times where I'm just like,
a
I'm just like, well, the cops are coming, so
There is no
Like-
relief better than when you have a dream that you killed somebody.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. And you wake up
That's
and you're
it.
like, oh my God, I saw a dream that
I
That
can't
was
tell
my
you.
point 2 seconds ago.
It
You
was?
said you're the opposite. You said that you are like, oh, that's possible.
Well, I was thinking about it in the context of like, let's say I'm nervous for a show or something like
Right.
that,
Oh, okay,
and then I do
So
some
murder.
poorly on the show.
Murder is a different.
Yeah. And I'll
Murder's a
wake
nice
up
dream.
and be like,
It's a
oh,
light dream.
fuck.
I don't. Have I killed people in dreams? I feel like I'm so weak. I
See,
feel like I wouldn't be capable.
I've never
of it.
actually done the act of killing people, but I just know in the dream that the people are after
I
me
remember
because
that guy. I killed
yeah.
him.
I've
Yeah,
had a lot of I've had a lot of wrongful convictions. Like
Me
the police
too.
are
Yeah, I've
coming
never
for me.
actually done the crime, but everything leaded to
Well,
me.
he hit a human man with his car in real life.
That's true.
Kind of wish that.
But I
was a
don't dream. I don't think about them at all.
He hit that guy and he just moved on.
He kept driving.
He
I
kept
processed
driving.
it.
You're so emotionally mature.
That's healthy.
That's
Yeah.
super healthy. Honestly, dreams are weird, and it's a weird little like you are all screenwriters in your dreams. Never say you're not a creative person
Yeah.
unless you just don't dream. In
No, I
which
bet
case-
non-creative
Which is kind
people
of-
have bad dreams.
Do you think they dream in like?
I
Paul
think they
Blart?
dream. Yeah, I
that
think
they're like at the office, like
Actually, that's a really good thing that I would like to explore. Like, do boring people have boring dreams?
I think they do.
yeah, probably.
Hey, hump
Hey.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
Crazy.
It's Friday Eve. Oh man.
Yeah, they're like crazy dreams. They bought the wrong ice cream.
You never heard that one?
no, I am. It's very funny.
It's disaster.
Friday Junior.
Eve.
Friday Junior. I've heard
Oh,
for
okay.
Thursday.
Friday Eve. Wait, oh, right. That means like, yeah, right. That's
Ugh.
why.
It's almost Friday. Okay, we get
Kill
it.
yourself.
Kill yourself.
All right, thanks for listening.
Yeah,
we
no,
were
you're
at-
the best.
Yeah.
But all you guys are creative. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.